we're back in its SBR BTCC Legends Touring Car Series. We're back thanks to unpopular demand after a week off last week, which we won't go into, but there's a bit of a crash fest, so decided not to broadcast that. But we've all moved on, we've all had a talking to, and we're here at Autodromo Lago Maggiore for the next 2 rounds, 9 and 10. And well, the championship's interesting with Sean leading from Scooby, Nathan at the moment, and Ben third. Here's the grid: Nathan from Lewis, Ben, Sean the championship leader 4th, Liam, Adam, Ian, Jeff, Greg, Andrew, Leon and Ashley at the back. And we'll jump straight into the race. So we've got Scooby ready to take the start and a few others looking nervous. The lights aren't on yet. Now they're coming on and we're ready for what should be a pretty interesting race. The guys have had a talking to, and we're hoping that we're going to have a clean race, and let's go. But there's a couple jump starts at the back. Will that cause chaos? Yes. Sean's been hit, Leon's gone 2 feet and spun, and Ian has also been held. So a couple jump starts, and that's bad news for the championship leader Sean, who's dropped right back, and I think it was Jeff that hit him, but it's Nathan that leads from Ben, Lewis, Adam sideways just behind Liam, who's 4th, and looks like Sean's escaped with 6th as Ben tries to move up the inside of Nathan straight away. Now Nathan's very fast around this track, and if you're going to try and beat him, you need to try and beat him straight away. Try and get in front of him within the early stages of this race. And see Ian at the back, and Leon's just basically started the race. No denting of percent of this week, and everyone's starting to spread out a little bit at the back, but at the front it's chaos, and it's Nathan that still leads, Ben still second, Lewis with Liam passing Adam by looks of it, or holding position. Sean just keeping a watching brief at the moment with a gap back to Ash, who's got Andrew all over the back of him, Greg and Jeff in a battle as well. But as we come towards the end of lap 1, it is Nathan that leads. Dangerous for the field, they need to try and stop him really. It's out the last corner, and someone going wide there, that's Ash. Just about holding position there from Andrew, and all on his own is Leon. A few beers before the race, maybe that affected his reaction times. Anyway, it is Nathan that's still leading, and the group behind starting to get a bit bunched up, and this is touring car racing, so there's bound to be a little bit rubbing. That's the bikini line through there for Ash, and again move to the front, and Ben trying another move on Nathan, but it's just not happening. Nathan just starting to stretch it now. Liam looking a bit wide there as he came out of the back corner, and he has got a penalty for that, so he must have been fairly wide. BMW's quite hard to control in the early stages of the race, but he's doing a great job. Sean's still sat there, not making any impression on them at the moment. Bit of contact there as 2 different lines came together, but looks like Andrew's now past Ash and moving up in the Barry Sheen liveried car. But it is still Nathan that leads, Ben hanging onto his coattails just as that Lexus stretches its legs down these straights. And Lewis looking racy in 3rd with Liam still 4th. Adam now coming under pressure from Sean, and Ash with a nice move down the inside of Andrew to retake the position. That was great. Backed it in, bit of contact, but that's okay. We're okay with a little bit of contact. It's just the ramming that we're not too keen on to gain position, so we'll keep an eye on things like that. But Ben into second, and Ben's wide into turn 1. He's gone really deep, but he holds position just from Lewis. Lewis had looked for a cutback, but Ben's gone wide again on the exit, so disastrous couple of corners for the championship contender, down to 3rd position. And now he'll have Liam all over the back of him, and him and Liam go way back, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say. They have a better. Wow, and here's a battle. Sean now back up the inside of Adam as we ride on board and look at the Gabriele Tarquini car, championship winning car from 1994, and Adam's around the outside of him, so Sean's letting that go, maybe looking for a better exit out the bottom corner there. Not to be done. Great camera angles as we look back at the Alfa Romeo liveried car. And meanwhile in the middle of the pack, still quite tight with Leon not really making him any impression. But this battling has puts Nathan clear of the pack. He's well clear, and Sean's still coming back at Adam again. He's going to try and go down the inside into the very, very tight hairpin. And meanwhile, Ben's looking at Lewis as well at the same time, so we'll look and see what happened there. But no, Lewis holds position. In fact, if anything, Liam's now all over the back of Ben, and Sean moves up then into 5th, but Adam's not having that, and he's not letting it go, and he's now looking down the inside at turn 1. He's got the run. Mitsubishi's probably the slowest car in a straight line, and Adam takes the position. Meanwhile, Greg having a little sniff around the back there of Andrew. Not to be. Patience is the key, and meanwhile Nathan's got this race in the bag already by the looks of it. He is well clear. Ben in 2nd place, on board with Lewis. Lewis up the back of him, and that is a push to pass. And we look at Ben, and he's not happy, you can tell, but he's fighting back. He's trying to come back up the outside, but these cars fairly similar on straight line speed. He won't be happy about the push up the back, and then into the next corner, and now Lewis has pushed him wide into the next corner, and through comes Liam, laughing his ass off probably at the sight of these two battling. And that puts Liam into a podium position. Ben back to 4th from 2nd, so that's annoying. Meanwhile, in the background, Adam and Sean are still going at it like a pair of teenagers, knocking each other around a little bit, but that's okay. A little bit of dual rubbing's fine. And Adam now with a great run on Ben as well, so can he gain 2 positions in 1 lap? Meanwhile, Greg's still fighting over the back of Andrew, and that looks like a move from Adam up the inside. We'll have to cut back to that as we watch Greg try. Probably could have gone for that, but decided on the safer option. But meanwhile, Nathan's in a race of his own. He is gone, and Adam didn't manage to pull that move, so he stays there, and he's actually in 5th position with Sean now trying to go round the outside. That's brave. That won't work because this is a very tight turn 2, and then they just looked like he was having a little go at Liam, but not to be. Greg's still fighting hard. The Adam Morgan car, the Wicks liveried, and Leon's still not really in touch with anyone. Neither is Nathan, but for a whole different reason. He is gone. He's shot everyone away and just blown them away, blown them into the weeds. Adam up the inside of Ben now. Will he pull the mover on board with Sean? And it looks like he's got it. Yeah, bit of contact, but that's okay. But Ben's getting beaten up like a kid in the school ground that's got sweets, and everybody wants them. And he's gone from 2nd to 6th in this race, not what he needed for the championship. Meanwhile, Nathan's improving his chances with leading this race and probably going to win it. But Greg has made the move on Andrew now, so that's great stuff. And Ian with Jeff right behind him. Jeff always fighting somebody, and these guys I remember from Brands Hatch when they were racing all race. Will it be revenge for Jeff this time, as Adam's completely sideways and Ben up the inside of Sean, so he's got 1 back. Sean with the cutback, and will anyone start making pit stops now as we head in? Yes, they are. I saw a couple come in. It was Lewis and Adam. Meanwhile, Nathan could stop for a cup of tea, a biscuit, and probably his sandwiches and still win this race. He's got quite a big lead now. Jeff in as well. Eventually, there we go. Yep, there we go. He's in there, and also Leon's coming in, but his race has kind of been ruined already. I've never seen someone go 2 foot and crash before, so he set some sort of record today. And the non-alcoholic beer logo on the back is obviously a joke for Leon. Anyway, Nathan leads, and with a fair lead now over Liam. These guys not pitted. Neither has Sean, neither has Ben, and then there's the first of the pit stoppers. That's Lewis, with Ash and Greg and Adam all fighting, but Adam's on new tyres, so he should be able to make mincemeat of these guys. He's passed Ashley already. He'll look for the inside on Greg, I would have thought. Greg's covering it, but not completely. It's a really wide corner, and a great move by Adam as he takes 6th position. Greg's trying to hang on to it, but it's kind of pointless. He hasn't got the tyres, and he's gone wide now, and Ash might even have a run at him. Ash being careful there, so great driving. Ian's just fallen off the back of this a little bit, and Ash thinks about the inside move. Will he back it in like he did earlier? And he's got it, and that is a great bikini line he's got there, and through. But nope, Greg fights back on the exit, and they both pit, as does Ben. So some people trying to stay out and do the whole race on one set, some people pitting. Greg's in, as is Ash, as we said. Jeff and Leon still going. Right, so Nathan hasn't pit and is staying out for the rest of the race. And let's cover this now. And I think there's 2 more. I think it's going to be Liam. There's Liam and Sean, so they stayed out. And the rest have pitted. So let's see who was right and who was wrong. And Ashley there with a move down the inside of Greg. Will that come off? Sideways from Ash as he gets the power on. I think he probably got that done. Ben and Adam still going at it. It's still not over. Adam though looks like he's got the inside line. Bit of contact. And it looks like Adam will keep the move. Ben trying to go around the outside. That's not it. It does work. Interesting move. When you're on new tyres I suppose you can pull that sort of move, but interesting move, and Adam's not taking that line down. He's right on the bumper of the Mondeo livery car, and he'll look to go down the inside of the hairpin because you can't defend the whole track on this track. It's very wide, but then narrows down to this hairpin. Sideways from Adam, and he's hit the door of the Mondeo and sideways again, but surely the 4-wheel drive of the Subaru liveried Mondeo will pull him out of the corner and keep the place, and he has. Meanwhile, Ash and Greg seem to be like joined at the hip and still knocking into each other, but Ashley's finally got that move done now. As Nathan enjoys this Sunday afternoon drive. Liam and Sean now fighting, but they fight too much. The guys on new tyres will catch, and Lewis isn't that far back. A bit wide from Liam, and there is Lewis. He's not that far back at all. Ben's going to try and get away from Adam, and it's not over. Greg's still fighting back. Greg will not give up. And these guys really driving well. Bit of contact here and there, but nothing brutal, nothing serious. They're having a great time. Greg retakes the position, so he's not done. Ash will now try to go around the outside. That's brave, especially with a man sporting a bikini. That's very brave. And grapes on the front, so he must be in Italy, guys. Nathan though, all on his lonesome. Races in the bag, but 2nd, 3rd, 4th is not decided, neither's 5th by the looks of it, as Adam's still holding on to Ben. Ian's in a pretty nice 7th place, but Andrew's closing slowly. And it looks like Greg's starting to gap Ash, but Ash has got a 1.3 second penalty anyway, and the rest not really important. But here's Nathan. I think he's doing the 2nd race because he's so far in front. I've never seen a gap like that in this series. You don't normally get big gaps like that. So dominant from Nathan, but we're on board now with Sean looking forward to Liam. 2 laps to go. Is there any way you can pass that BMW? In the background you can see in the mirror that Lewis is ever closer. Will he get there in time? Looks like these boys are starting to struggle. You see the tyre wear there on the left. He could do. There it is. And there's Ben in 5th. Adam in 6th. Heading down the back straight. Ian there with Andrew now really closing fast. Down into this bottom cambered corner. Andrew looks for the move, but that's probably a bit too far back, and he's thought better of it. Greg now definitely gapping Ashley a little bit. The Mazda with the Mercedes livery on it. And there's Jeff with his Nissan Primera. About to start the last lap then, and Nathan's well clear, as we've said. It's in the bag, but 2nd, 3rd and 4th now with Lewis right there. Now he's caught the back of the group. And Lewis is a quite aggressive driver. He won't hold back. If he sees a gap, he'll go for it. But Liam's also very good at defending, as is Sean. So Sean's got eyes in front and behind. Some sort of mutant sort of person, I don't know. But around the outside won't work. Liam will just cover that off by hugging the inside here. Now we'll try the cut back, but Lewis into the back of Sean there, and that's pushed him wide onto the grass, so Lewis will have to wait, and he does. That's how it's done. Maybe he should have done that earlier, but no one. Anyway, Lewis is 2nd, Liam's 2nd. Sean still holding thoughts of 3rd, but he's probably more likely to try and defend from Lewis now, which will hold them both up and probably give Liam 2nd place. But Lewis trying around the outside, he switches back to the inside last second and makes the move, a great move. So wow, no complaints there. That was brilliant. He's wide though, so can Sean cut back? But I think Lewis with his new tyres will hold on, and just about, yes. Has he got enough time though to get to Liam? Looks like Liam might have it. as they fly through these fast corners. They get ever quicker as you go, but in a different county, in a different time zone, and on a different day. Here's Nathan about to win the race, and that is great for his championship. Second looks like it's going to be Liam, but Liam's not taking any chances. He's going to cover the inside anyway, and Lewis will brake as late as he dares. Oh, Liam a bit squirrely into the corner. Lewis tries to go over the curb sideways. Will he keep the car? Scoop, and Nathan wins. Who's going to be second? It's a drag race, but look, Lewis has got a penalty and he has to try and take it to the line, and he has. That gives Sean back to third. Important for his championship. Fourth for Lewis, fifth for Ben, sixth for Adam, and it looks like seventh for Ian. He'll hold on against Andrew, and the battle in twins is going to be resolved for Greg ninth. Ash takes the last point in 10th, with Jeff just outside the points, unfortunately for him, in 11th, and Leon away back after that fairly drunken spin. So there we go. Just to confirm, it is Nathan, Liam, Sean, Lewis, Ben, Adam, Ian, Andrew, Greg and Ash that take the points. Jeff and Leon just outside it. Join us for race 2 very shortly.